would like to explain about the topic classification of risk. The risk is uncertainty concerning the occurrence of loss. There are different type of risks are there. The most important risks are pure risk and speculative risk, diversifiable risk and non-diversifiable risk, enterprise risk, systemic risk. The pure risk, it is a situation in which there are only the possibilities of loss or no loss. It has only two outcomes. One is like there is a loss or otherwise no loss. The pure risk, it cannot be controlled. It is not measurable also. This pure risk, only possible outcomes like adverse and neutral. And this pure risk have three categories. One is personal, then liability and property risk. There are four ways we can measure the risk. Like we can eliminate the risk, or we can accept the risk, or we can transfer the risk, or we can reduce the risk. The most common method of dealing with the risk is transferring the risk. How we can transfer the risk means by the way of transferring risk to the insurance company. For example, the insurance company insure a policy holder automobiles against theft. Suppose the particular car has stolen. At the time, the insurance company is responsible to bear the loss. Suppose if it is not stolen, there is no way to claim against the theft. Some other examples are premature death. It is an example for personal risk, and job related accident also personal risk. Catastrophic medical expenses or liabilities risk. Damage to property from fire. It is like a liability risk. Lightning, flood, or earthquake and all. It is like personal as well as the property. And natural disaster, due to natural calamities, the risk may be occurred. So it is an all example for pure risk. Next one is speculative risk. It is defined as a situation in which either profit or loss is possible. Example, if you buy a company shares, like 100 shares if you buy, oh, suppose if the share price is increasing means you may get profit. If the share price is decreasing, definitely you may lose the money. So by the way, there is a chance of occurring loss, or otherwise there is a chance of earning money. So there are only two options in this speculative risk. One is profit, another is loss. Likewise, betting on a horse race. And another example for speculative risk is investing in the real estate. You may get profit or loss. Next one is diversifiable risk. In this risk, only individual or small group may be affected, and not the entire economy. So this risk can be reduced or eliminated. Only two methods we can follow it in the diversifiable risk. It is possible to eliminate the particular risk, or otherwise to reduce the risk by the way of diversification. It is called as a non-systematic risk or particular risk. For example, like if you want to invest your amount in the common stock, compare with bonds, stocks, or certificate of deposit. It is a less risky compared with common stock. So loss of one type of investment, it may be gain of other bonds and certificate of deposits. Next one is non-diversifiable risk. It is opposite to the diversifiable risk. It will affect the entire economy, like large group of persons may be affected because of this. Um, it is a risk that cannot be eliminated or reduced by diversification. It is also called as like fundamental risk. Example, rapid inflations. We can't control the inflations. Then cyclical unemployment issues, then war, hurricanes, flood, and earthquakes. This is and all due to the technological impact, then natural disaster. By the way, it may be occur. So it is called as non-diversifiable risk. It is also we can't control it. So it is one type of no, one type of fundamental risk. Next one is enterprise risk. It is a term that encompasses all major risks faced by a business firm. Such risk, it may be pure risk, strategic risk, operational risk, and financial risk. The pure risk, we cannot control that. We cannot measure that. It is like a pure risk. So if it is a strategic risk, means if you start a new business, in the business may or may not profit. We can't expect immediate profit in the new line of business. It is an example for strategic risk. So it is to uncertainty regarding the financial goals and objectives. We may or may not meet the goal or objectives on the spot. Next one is operational risk. The operational risk is result from the business operations. In the banking sectors, and most of the banks are using online trading, online banking transactions. So in the online banking transactions, in the online trading, many hackers are hacking the customers as well as bank account. In that situations, we can't stop that, but we can eliminate the risk by using security measures. That is one of the example for operational risk. Next one, financial risk. This risk refers to the uncertainty of loss because of adverse changes in the commodity prices, interest rate, foreign exchange rate, and value of the money. This financial risk in all the type of business people as well as individual can able can face it. It is unpredictable, but even though we can reduce the risk by the way of transferring means we can transfer the risk to insurance company. By the way, they can bear the loss. So it will not impact more and more. We can continuously start the work without stop. Systematic risk. It is an economic risk that is extremely important in the monetary policy of the Federal Reserve, fiscal policies of the federal government, and government regulations of the economy. Systemic risk. So systematically, the government has framed the rules and regulation by controlling the inflation purpose. Monetary policy has framed, and the fiscal policies has framed to control the expenses and to measure the payments, receipts, and assets, liabilities, everything. So it is controlled by the government in the systematic way. So it is a risk of collapse of entire system or entire market due to the failure of a single entity or group of entities that can result in the breakdown of the entire financial system. Example, in the year 2008 to 9, no, business resistant in the US. So it is one of the example for systemic risk. Next one is major personal risk. The personal risk Already I said about the premature death, then unemployment issues. Likewise, the retirement benefits, it is less than that. This is our example. This is a example for personal risk. It is directly affect the individual and or family. So they involve possibilities of loss or reduction of earned income, extra expenses, and the depletion of the financial assets. Major personal risk that can cause great economic insecurity. It includes that premature death, inadequate retirement income, poor health, and unemployment. So these are all the example for personal risk. Next one is commercial risk. Commercial. The commercial means it is a business risk or corporate sector. Like whoever doing manufacturing work or services work, they are facing different type of risk. It is included in the commercial risk. That type of risks are like a property risk, liability risk, loss of business income, cyber security, and identity theft, and other risks. In the other risks category, like if you are doing export and import business, the foreign exchange loss, it may be occur. The human resource exposure may be that type of risk, it may be occur. And also, the exchange of currencies, so it is under other risks category. The cyber security and identity theft, it may be like because of that, the information, if it is not secured manner maintained by the business means they may be faced that cyber security and identity theft risk. The loss of business income, because if you are not reach the set goals and objective means you may face the business loss. Then the liability risk is, it is like your property, it may be damaged, or the property, it may be fired, or due to flood, due to natural calamities, your property, it is entirely collapsed. So these type of risk, it is under the category of liability risk and property risk. So the property risk, that is having property damaged or destroyed from numerous causes. It may be like home or other real estate and personal property. It can be damaged by lightning, fire, windstorm, and numerous other causes. There are two major type of losses associated with the destruction. One is direct loss and another is indirect loss. The direct loss is defined as financial loss that result from the physical damage, destruction, or theft of the property. The same way, the indirect loss is, it is indirectly whatever additional expenses if we incurred by the way of managing the loss, like the physical damage or theft. It may be occurred. So due to this situation, we may spend huge amount as expenses. It is an indirect loss. Next, liability risk. It is the possibilities of being held responsible for causing harm to others, which can result in financial loss, bodily injury, or death. So, how liability risk can be occur means because of the individual or business may take an action that causes harm to the others. The same way, the individual or business may fail to act for the problem which result in harm to the others. So immediately the business people are not taking the decisions, not solving the issues on the spot means this problem will occur. Business may face a legal dispute due to other risk such as credit risk. This is an example for liability risk, how the liability risk it may be occur. and loss of business income. So the loss of business income, you can know that the different type of business cycle, the product life cycle and all. So the same way, the starting out, it is a cost, growth, slow sales and disaster. In the starting out stage, a business may operate at a loss when it is first starting out. So it is unavoidable risk. And in the growth stage, definitely a business may operate at loss during the periods of growth. The slow loss, it may be occurred because of the slow sales. A business may experience a loss of income. It is forced to close due to the disaster, or it is rebuilding after a disaster in this stage. The loss of business income is when a business spends more money than it earns during a period of time. So these are all the situation. The business should invest huge amount, but the business can't earn money like more. So these are all the stages they have categorized into the starting out, growth, slow sales, and disaster stage. Next one is cyber security and identity theft. So that can lead to identity theft and other risk. It occurs someone uses your personal information without your permission. That is the example. Cyber attacks can disrupt businesses, communities, and lives. They can lead to identity theft, loss of sensitive information, and business closes. So without your concerns, the peoples are using your personal informations without your permission. So identity thieves can use personal information to access accounts, make unauthorized transactions, or commit crimes. This can lead to damaged credit, incorrect information added to your records, or wrongful arrest. So these are all the example for cybersecurity and identity theft. Now, I would like to conclude that so there are different type of major type of classification of risk. We have seen that the first is like speculative risk and pure risk, diversifiable and undiversifiable risk, then entity risk as well as systemic risk. With this, I'll conclude. Thank you. Thank you once again.